If you were to drop someone on campus who'd been here during the 1980s, like myself, into the 1990s or the early 2000s, the fact is the students wouldn't look a whole lot different and they wouldn't act a whole lot different. They've always had this enormous intellectual curiosity. They've been driven by this fundamental interest in knowledge, and that really hasn't changed that much over the years. A lot of students end up getting engaged with things within the local community and then within the larger bioregional community. So there have been several businesses in the downtown recently that have been started by environmental studies majors. For instance, Black River Cafe in the downtown, that was started by Joe Walser, who's an environmental studies grad. He also opened the burrito place in town, and both of those have this sustainability theme to them. They try to purchase local foods. They try to treat the local environment in ways that are more sustainable. We've had one of these three students who are forming the Sustainable Community Associate Partners in downtown that's redeveloping a section of the downtown to provide green, mixed income, mixed use retail and housing space. Was an environmental studies major, and there's a strong environmental theme to the project that they're doing there. Of course, Full Circle Fuel Station, which is just opened up in Oberlin, which sells biodiesel and ethanol fuels, only biological fuels, and converts cars to run on grease. That was started by a recent environmental studies graduate who actually developed a lot of his thinking along those lines while he was in the program. And then if you draw kind of a slightly larger circle, of course we have the New Agrarian Center, which is a nonprofit organization just outside of town on college-owned property, actually, which is redeveloping this 70-acre piece of traditionally farmed land originally now into a demonstration project for sustainable agriculture, for natural housing, for wetland restoration. That's, again, started by an environmental studies grad. A lot of the people who've been involved in that development are environmental studies graduates. If you draw the circle a little bit wider into the Cleveland area, a lot of the recent green building activity in Cleveland was sort of spurred on by an organization called the Cleveland Green Building Coalition. That was started by Sadhu Johnson, I think he graduated in 2000. He's since moved on to Chicago to be the director of the environmental plan for Mayor Daley in Chicago. So there's, you can draw these circles larger and larger and see how graduates from our program are really engaging with the world around them. This is sort of a dream job, actually, teaching at Oberlin, because you've got this student body. You don't need to worry about students asking questions like what's going to be on the next test. For a student to ask that at Oberlin is kind of an embarrassing question, really. I mean, the other students would look at them and think, and feel embarrassed for them if they were to ask that question, because it's just so off base from what drives students at Oberlin College.